Pardon me for not standing straight. My back is still paining from watching that demonstration. Respected dignitaries on the dais, respected Ammaji, we are so glad to have you here. It's always a pleasure to have you, and I only hope that you find time to visit, if not the whole university, at least CITER more frequently. My colleague Dr. Ravi Shankar, Professor Ramesh Bijlani, Mr. Munswamy, and of course our Registrar Srinivasan, and dignitaries, delegates for this International Yoga Day Symposium. My personal greetings and good morning to all of you on this summer solstice. Today is the longest day of the year on the northern hemisphere, the day of transition from Uttarayana to Dakshinayana. And that is why Prime Minister Modi chose this day as the day of the International Yoga Day celebrations. Today is also Music Day, World Music Day. So I greet both these departments, CITER and SIMTER, which are the two eyes of the Deanery of Allied Health Sciences. And before Adkoli gets angry, health professional education is the third eye, which we open when we are unhappy with the MCI. So greetings on this day. These three departments, and I must start my speech by mentioning them, the departments of yoga therapy, music therapy, and health professional education, are doing yeoman service to this university. Their ceaseless endeavors has put us on the map of India and the map of world in some aspects. Their tireless work has contributed to increasing the profile of our university, and it has gone a long way in giving us credibility to acquire NAC Grade A in the inspections held in the month of November. So I am very thankful to them. Limited staff though they have, they do a lot of work, and they contribute a lot to increasing the footsteps of this university in the both in the academic and the non-academic world. If you find any write-up about an institute in the newspapers, you will find 90% of that is due to the activities of the departments of health professional education, music therapy, and yoga therapy. So congratulations once again. We were the first in the country to start postgraduate diplomas in music therapy and yoga therapy in a medical university. The first to start a postgraduate diploma in health profession education. The first to start MSc Music Therapy this year and MPhil in Yoga Therapy this year and MPhil in Health Profession Education this year. And we will be launching the PhD programs in all these departments this year. So I am sure that with that, from walking briefly, we'll start running and achieve a lot of laurels for this university. And I'll be very happy because all these come directly under my supervision, and I am only provide support for the energy they provide. So, we know that yoga is a very ancient science. 5,000 years or more. Even the most skeptic amongst the Westerners at least acknowledge that it is 2,500 years old. Nobody says it started 100 years ago or 200 years ago. It has origin in India, and it's acknowledged to have its origin in India. And now it is global. It has no territorial boundaries. It has no cultural or social boundaries. It has no emotional boundaries. And now it has become global. But although the world acknowledges, everyone acknowledges that India is the land where yoga started, still it's one discipline which has not received a GI tag. I was wrong. I used to think that we have received a GI tag for yoga, and I mentioned in some of my speeches that the world has recognized India as the origin of yoga, officially, through recognition by two organizations, the World Intellectual Property Organization, the WIPO, and the WTO. Lot of our things are recognized. Basmati rice is recognized. Mysore pak is recognized. Kanjivaram silk is recognized. All of them have GI tags. But can you believe it that yoga doesn't have a GI tag for India? I hope the current government, which is very favorably inclined towards promoting yoga, will take this up, and the world will then realize that this is an intellectual property of India. This is what we are given the world, and this is what the world has to be grateful to us for. I am sure it will happen. But when it will happen, I do not know. But it is much more likely to happen with this government in place than with any other government. Yoga Day, as we celebrate it, is not old. You heard from everybody. It's only the second time that we are celebrating it, because 65 years we did nothing after independence, till the Prime Minister, current Prime Minister, spoke to the UN General Assembly in the month of September 2014. And he made a plea for the world to celebrate yoga. And the General Assembly accepted that plea in the same year, in the month of December 2014, and declared June 21st of 2015 as the first International Yoga Day. The Prime Minister said, this is the summer solstice. This is a day of a lot of significance to us as Indians. It is the transition period when the sun starts moving south again. It is the longest day. And the first full moon day after this is the Guru Purnima day. So we must celebrate the yoga day on the day of summer solstice. And the world accepted it. And today we are celebrating this for the second time. I like to just briefly read, Meena quoted a few lines, but I like to read the entire paragraph of the Prime Minister's speech, because it's a definition which cannot be excelled. For the intellectual, it is probably the best definition that we have. And I am quoting. Prime Minister Modi said, "Yoga is an invaluable gift of ancient Indian tradition. The tradition is 5,000 years old. It embodies union of mind and body, thought and action, restraint and fulfillment, harmony between man and nature, a holistic approach to health and well-being." That's what Meena quoted. But the next few lines are, "It is not about exercise, but to discover the sense of oneness in yourself, the world and the nature, the union between oneself, the world and nature. By changing one's lifestyle and creating consciousness, it can help in well-being of the individual and the humanity as a whole. Let us work towards adopting an International Yoga Day." That is the message to the UN General Assembly. Lord Shiva is considered the Adi Yogi, the first yogi, who also taught yoga to the inhabitants of heaven and earth, and therefore is called the Adi Guru. Shiva may have been Adi Yogi and Adi Guru, but we have our own Bala Yogi who has become Ananda Guru. So last time I called him the Virat Kohli of yoga. Today I am calling him the Ananda Guru of yoga as far as this university is concerned. We also have Meena. Meena, you know, is one of the names of Goddess Parvati. And what does Meena mean? Meena means one who has ability to understand people and to merge conflicting viewpoints and bring about harmony. So that is Meena. I was looking for Ramanathan in the audience, but I don't find him. I think 2016 is a propitious and auspicious moment for us to start a huge bandwagon, so that all those who are not yet converts, who are still skeptics, can jump on the bandwagon and join in the goal of our university towards placing yoga on the high pedestal that it deserves as a healing art and science. Thank you all very much, and I hope your function today goes off very well.